Hello and welcome to Nothing But Net. I'm your host, Andrew Burgess, and I'll be bringing you the latest on our guys basketball team, which, by the way, are having an amazing season. Right now, they're 10-0 as we've met the halfway point in their season. So we're going to go ahead and talk to Coach Prue about his feelings on how his boys have done so far.
Well, we knew that we had a lot to learn at the beginning of the season about our players and them about the coaches as to what we expected and how the season would unfold, and that coupled with the fact that we were missing some guys early on due to the success that the football team had. We knew that it would be a challenge to get through those first couple of weeks of the season, and those guys won some tough games and really showed us the heart that they had, what they were made of. As you said, it was kind of sloppy and it wasn't really skilled, but we were pleased with the heart they gave, and I think getting through those first 2-3 games really propelled us and gave us the confidence we needed to be where we are now.
And Coach Prue, there's a lot of basketball teams out there that they have like one key guy that really carries their team, and I think our team's a little bit different than that. Could you explain?
You're right. We've actually had 9 different guys scoring double figures this year, which is pretty difficult to do these days. And even though we do have some individual players who are very good, they buy into the team concept. We legitimately play 11 different guys, and they all have their own roles and they all have their own unique skills that strengthen our team. And I think another thing that gets overlooked is the fact that our depth really raises the level of our practices. Our practices are pretty competitive, and we'll tell our guys, the second 5 guys in practice may be as good, if not better, than the team you're going to play on Friday night or Wednesday night. So it really picks up the level of intensity and makes everybody else better. And then those top 5 guys, make the other guys better. So that competition just within practice has helped us tremendously this year.
And how does having a team leader? Do you guys have a team leader, or just even the captains? How do they affect the flow of the team and how they work together?
Well, our captains are really effective in leading by example this year. And again, you go back to the fact that we play a lot of players and we don't have a star. The guys who are the chosen leaders of the team have really accepted that. And there's no jealousy there. And I think the fact that they play team basketball and that they play unselfish basketball spreads throughout the team. And it would be real easy for a couple of guys, your leading scorers, your better players, your seniors, whatever, to kind of say, hey, I need my minutes, or I need to play here, what's going on? But these guys just want to win, and they're just as happy when someone from the bench comes in and scores as they are when they score themselves. And it's evident in the way they play, and I don't think it's anything so much that we do as coaches. It's just the makeup of these guys, and it's just been a lot of fun to coach them.
And there's a lot of coaches throughout high school and even in college that when they get in their coaching career, they wait their entire career to try to put a team together like the one that you have. How did you accomplish putting such a great team together and getting them to work so well together?
Well, when I took this job 3 years ago, we looked back actually at some of our younger players to try to piece together what we thought might be a good program. And we knew last year, with the success that our juniors had, that if they stayed on that course, that they'd be pretty strong this year. We even had them back in 8th and 9th grade, kind of looking at them, trying to keep them together, and they did. They played well together, and so we knew several years ago that they would be good. I don't know that anybody knew that they would be get off to quite the start we did this season, but we certainly had pretty high expectations, and they had pretty high expectations in themselves.
Yeah. And you've made it so far 10-0 without a loss. How do you feel about the rest of this season? You've beaten just about all the teams that you're going to play, except for Ross. You haven't played them yet. Do you find that Ross and maybe Reading away will be a feat to overcome?
They're all going to be tough, and one of the things we told our guys going into the season was, being picked first in the league as we were, that we would have a target on our backs. And I thought we responded to that pretty well. We knew when we go into a gym that those teams were after us. This was the game on their schedule that they felt they had to win. And so we're kind of used to that already. And I think the guys have been able to kind of put the 10 games behind them. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. You know, we were 10-0. Right now we're 0-0. And I think they know that to accomplish their goals, they just need to, you know, just to quote the old cliche, take one game at a time. But literally, we're focused on tonight. When tonight's over with, then we'll worry about Friday. But you know, that's the approach that's needed, and I think these guys understand that.
Okay, and tonight we have a rematch of Indian Hill Madeira at home tonight, and you guys had a 4-point margin the first time you played them. How do you feel about tonight?
Madeira is good, and they're playing really good basketball right now, and we knew that. You know, they got up to kind of a slow start like we did, and they just now kind of got things going. They've got some guys healthy, and regardless of who they have out there, they always play hard. They're a very well-coached team, and they're always going to be in the game. When they shoot the ball well, and they're shooting the ball real well right now, they're very dangerous. So it's just a team that we have to be prepared for. It's certainly a team we're not going to take for granted because we respect them. We know how good they've been in the past, and again, how good they've played just lately. It's going to be a challenge. I mean, it's going to be a big challenge for us tonight.
Okay, thank you for coming, Coach Prue.
Well, thank you, Andrew.
Until next time.
Thanks.
Thank you, Coach Prue. We really appreciate you coming out and talking about your team. We always enjoy hearing about them. Next, we're going to go and show you the actual Madeira game, which has been played, so here it is.
And so Indian Hill's got the ball. Will Nolte pass over to Michael Scherpenberg, and he's in for 2. Then pass over to Colin Bonekemper. Colin's going to drive in, and he's going to put it in for 2. It's now 19-8, and there's Stephen Budding slowing it down on the fast break and putting an easy 2, waited for the defenders to pass. It's a good play. And we got Eberle. Eberle's going to drive in, jumper, and he makes it. That brings the score 21-14. Then Madden with the ball. He's going to pass it into Will Nolte. Will Nolte makes a couple moves, and he's off the glass and in. Then Madden pass to Nolte. Nolte's going to go up, short jumper, and that's not going to count. The only way Madeira's been able to stop him this game is by fouling, and you saw it there. Then Scherpenberg pass over to Miller. Miller back to Scherpenberg. Scherpenberg's going to put it up. That's not going to fall. That's a rare miss for Michael Scherpenberg. And then, once again, Madeira with the ball. Eberle pulls up, short jumper, and he's going to get it from the other side this time.
That one's going to fall. And that's going to cut the Braves' lead to 3.
Then Miller with the ball. Pass over to Budding. Budding's going to pass it to Madden at the top of the key. Madden's going to drive in, pass over to Will Nolte. Heads-up play. And that, again, isn't going to count because they fouled him. Then over to Madden. Madden's going to pull up, jumper, and that's going to kiss off the glass and go in.
And it's going to fall. That's excellent. That's just good play there.
Score's now 29-20. Then Indian Hill with the ball once again. Brandon Miller goes up for 2 on the fast break.
That extends the Braves' lead to 9. They're leading.
Another Indian Hill possession. Madden's got the ball. Madden's going to drive in, pass off to Bonekemper for 3, and he gets it. That brings the score 32-22. Then Madeira with the ball. Madden strips Madeira. He's going to pass it up to Colin Bonekemper, but Colin just can't hold on to it that time.
Ball now for the Braves.
Then Indian Hill with the ball. They pass over to Will Nolte. Will Nolte pass over Stephen Budding in for 2. Stephen Budding had a hard time getting that in as he slammed into the Madeira defender. Madeira's got the ball now. Just pass it to the top of the key. Back over to Cole Schwein, and he does not get that. And Will Nolte with the rebound. We see a lot of that this game. Then Madden up for 2 for a short jumper.
And that's going to extend the Braves' lead to 20.
Indian Hill with the ball once again, and Sherpy goes up for 2 on the fast break. Scores now 60-35. Then Ty Snow with the ball. He's looking around, and Ty's going to drive in and kiss off the glass, and then Shea Donovan tips it in after Ty narrowly misses. Then look in your left-hand side of the screen. Look up, and here comes Shea Donovan with great elevation and in for 2. That brings the score 70-43. Indian Hill with the ball. Pass over to Alex King. Alex King's jumper, kiss off the glass, and that's in. And Alex King gets points on the board.
So that was a fun and exciting game to watch. Indian Hill beat Madeira 72-45. In the first 2 periods of play, they scored 17 points in each. The third period, they scored 20 points, and they rounded out finally with a fourth period score of 18 points. Now, we had one 3-point during this game. That was by Colin Bonekemper, who had 8 points for the total game. Phil Madden also had 8 points. Our leading scorers for this game was Brandon Miller and Will Nolte, both having 12 points. Buddig and Scherpenberg both ended up with 7 points during this game. And so far, my pick for MVP of the Madeira game was Will Nolte. The key for us winning this game was we really played some hardcore defense, and Cole Schwein, the, I guess you would say, star of Madeira basketball team, only left the game with 5 points. Tukey only with 4, and Blankenship only with 2. And so our defense really prevailed during this game and gave us a good margin and a good win. We'll see you at the next Braves game, which is Marymount here at home. And it's the iWireless Hacks game of the week, so they're bound to have some great fun festivities before the game, and it's great to have a huge turnout. And I anticipate a close matchup between the Braves and the Marymount Warriors. I've been your host, Andrew Burgess, and until next time,